If you're thinking about selling your home in Sonoma County, there are risks most sellers don't see coming until they're already in the middle of escrow. And by then, it can cost you time, leverage, and sometimes a lot of money. Today, I want to walk you through the hidden pitfalls that can derail a sale and, more importantly, how you can avoid them. We're going beyond just low appraisals and inspections. I'm going to share real-world risks I see in our market and how to protect yourself before they become expensive problems. And stay tuned until the end because I'll answer 5 of the most common questions sellers ask before they list their home. So let's get into it. One of the biggest misconceptions sellers have is that once you accept an offer, the hard part is over. In reality, that's when the risk window opens. Appraisals can come in low, loan underwriting can hit unexpected hurdles, and insurance approvals can stall. You can also have inspection negotiations that can reopen pricing discussions. So let's talk about appraisals. Well, in Sonoma County, especially when homes sell above recent comparable sales, the appraisal becomes a pressure point. Even strong buyers can't override a lender's valuation. To reduce that risk, we analyze hyper-local comps carefully. We evaluate the buyer's financing strength before accepting, and we also look at whether an escalation in price is supported by data or driven by simply emotions. Because the cleanest contract isn't always the highest number. Now let's talk inspections. Even beautifully maintained homes can produce surprises. Common issues I see include older roofs, HVAC systems nearing the end of their life, sewer lateral concerns, deck safety compliance, and moisture-related dry rot. Here's the key. Buyers are not usually afraid of problems, they're afraid of the unknown. When sellers wait for the buyer's inspector to uncover everything, they lose leverage. Proactive sellers often order a pre-listing inspection, address major safety items, and prepare thorough disclosures. Now, just because sellers do the inspections doesn't necessarily mean they have to do the repairs, but you will need to disclose them to buyers. That way they can make an offer going in knowing exactly what needs to be done. So you need to remember, when uncertainty goes down, negotiation power goes up. If you're even considering selling in the next year, it may be worth having a conversation about whether a pre-listing strategy makes sense for you. Early preparation can prevent costly surprises later. Another major risk that becomes increasingly important is insurance. In Sonoma County, insurance is now part of nearly every transaction. Buyers may struggle to secure coverage, premiums may come in higher than expected, underwriters may require inspections before binding a policy. If a buyer cannot obtain insurance, the lender will not fund the loan. That means escrow can collapse days before closing. So to reduce the risk, we gather insurance history when possible, document roof age and improvements, verify defensible space compliance, and encourage buyers to begin underwriting early. Insurance is no longer just a buyer's issue, it's part of a seller's strategy. Now let's talk pricing psychology. In a balanced or shifting market, the biggest risk is often overpricing and then chasing down the market. When homes sit on the market, days increase, showing activity drops, and buyers assume something is wrong. The first 2 weeks are so critical. Homes priced correctly from the start tend to net more than homes that require multiple price reductions. Strategic pricing isn't about discounting, it's about positioning. If you're unsure where your home fits in today's Sonoma County's market, I'm happy to run a detailed pricing analysis and walk you through the data so you can make an informed decision. Next, let's talk about buyer contingencies. Not all strong offers are truly strong. Some buyers waive appraisals but still depend heavily on financing. Some waive inspections but later request credits, and some have a large down payment but complex financial structures. Keep in mind, also some are selling another property out of the area with uncertain timing. We look beyond the headline number. We evaluate lender quality, asset verification, debt to income stability, and timeline alignment. Sometimes a slighter lower offer with a stronger buyer profile is the safer and more profitable choice. There is also the emotional side of selling. When inspection reports come in, it can feel personal. When buyers ask for credits, it can feel unfair. And when showings slow down, anxiety builds. The danger is making reactionary decisions instead of strategic ones. And my role isn't just to market your home, it's to filter emotion from negotiation, interpret inspection language realistically, and help you decide when to stand firm and when to adjust. You always make the final decision, so do keep that in mind. But you deserve clarity before you make it. Timing is another risk sellers often overlook. It's not just about seasonality, it's about competing inventory, interest rate shifts, relocation cycles, and buyer confidence. Sometimes waiting costs more than adjusting. Sometimes launching sooner prevents competitive congestion. That's why every listing strategy should start with real absorption data, not assumptions. Now, before we wrap up, here are 5 of the most common questions sellers ask. First, how much is my house worth? Your value depends on recent comparable sales, condition, location, and current market momentum. Online estimates can be a rough starting point, but a detailed local analysis is far more accurate. Here's question number 2. Should I make repairs before selling? Not always, but addressing safety issues and major deferred maintenance often reduces renegotiation later. A pre-listing inspection, as I mentioned, can help you decide what's worth fixing and what's not. Third, when is the best time to sell? There isn't one perfect season. Spring can bring strong activity, but serious buyers exist year-round. The right timing depends on your goals and local competition. Here's another one. What are the costs of selling? Expect agent commissions, closing costs, potential repairs, staging if needed, and moving expenses. Planning ahead protects your net proceeds. Number 5, do I have to disclose everything? And the answer is simply yes. Full transparency protects you legally and builds buyer trust. Disclosing known issues up front prevents any disputes after closing. In conclusion, selling a home today requires more than putting a sign in the yard. It requires preparation, market awareness, risk management, and thoughtful negotiation. The goal isn't just to get into contract, it's to close smoothly and protect your equity. If you're thinking about selling, whether it's in the next month or the next year, I'd be happy to walk you through a personalized risk assessment for your property. No pressure, just strategy and clarity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.